Hello. Team Lioness returns from the warehouse, enraged with bliss. Cruz quickly asks how Joe led the bust, while Joe chastises the Mexican special agent for having incorrect information. They are seeking drugs, but there are none. There's a growing concern about the youngsters, but no one has an answer. Back in the CIA safe room, Joe passes the film to Caitlin. She says that the children will be sent across the border, but there are no narcotics on the grounds. While Joe expresses a desire to rescue them, Caitlin instructs her to leave them behind, citing an attack by a rebel cartel. American hands appear clean, which is what she desires. Joe relays this to the team, who take off. She tells them that it isn't a democracy, implying they are returning to Dallas. Josefina claims this is not what she signed up for and requests to be court-martialed so she may testify against Joe. Kyle questions Joe for allowing the players to establish their own beliefs, so it's up to Cruz to settle matter. Joe draws Bobby to one side, explaining that she needs to check her email. One of the children has a tracker in their shoe, which Joe planted. Bobby is secretly charged with determining where the children are crossing, with the special agent claiming he may intercept them. They devise a monitoring strategy that avoids breaching any limits. While Josefina expresses her concern about what has occurred, Cruz confesses that she is there to protect the mission from the mission, which includes herself. Cruz asks Josefina if her father is a sheep or saint, alluding to the reality that they are all battling for the greater good, even if it isn't a clear victory. Pablo is the new aim. Caitlin briefed Joe in Lioness. The team is soon on its way to Dallas, and the attention returns to the CCTV installed in Pablo's home in episode 3. Joe informs Cruz that Josefina should feel her father isn't the target, which is correct. After debating the problem, Joe leaves with a newfound respect for Cruz's intelligence. She calls Caitlin and says she wants to clarify something in person back at base. Presidential candidates protest to Caitlin that she has not provided any security plans, and Caitlin keeps them entirely in the dark about what is going on with the cartel. Joe apologizes to Josefina and suggests she tell her father the truth about what they're doing. If he complies, her family is relocated to safety. If he refuses, they will raid his home and destroy him. Josefina is entrusted with presenting both options to him, with Joe stating that they are solely targeting his contacts at this time. The squad disembarks the jet, with Joe remaining on board. They set up to monitor Pablo's house, and Joe claims she is allowing Cruz more freedom than she has ever had in the same position. Caitlin is concerned. Joe phones Neil from the airport and explains that she has a way out to spend more time with her family. He is bringing the kids on a double date with Kate's new beau. Cruz and Josefina arrive at her father's house, and she can barely breathe. Cruz warns her they'll die if she doesn't get it together. Joe rejoins the second half of the crew in Bliss, who are preparing to intercept the cartel at the border. Interception ended disastrously. Cruz and Josefina enter the house, with Josefina stating that she feels like she barely knows her parents. She left home at the age of 18, and that was pretty much the end of it. Cruz gives her the motivation she needs by emphasizing her father's true criminal nature. They settle at the dining room table, and Josefina discloses the truth. Pablo launches into a homophobic tirade about how disrespecting a woman is a terrible option for a new army to make. He tries to persuade her to see things in opposition to the system, referring to a never-ending cycle of misery. Meanwhile, at the border, Team Lioness, with additional U.S. soldiers, intercepts the Mexican smugglers, resulting in losses on both sides. As our main character prepares to approach the youngsters and bring them to safety, a figure emerges from the crowd via a sniper's heat sensor. He throws a grenade, which explodes.